So I've been looking at some clips from this game. Like I rewatched the Fever game. Did not rewatch it in full analysis mode because I was like just annoyed. I didn't realize how much this Indiana Fever team has not got a fucking clue what they're doing. Like what their teammates are doing. On both ends of the floor. There is no communication. So this right here. Obviously, sorry if you guys can't see this play. The reason is I'm literally going through this frame by frame is because if I hit the play button or make it full screen, this video will get copyrighted. I don't know how others are getting away with it. Every time I try to do it, it will get copyrighted. So, we are now going to go through this play here. Like, first of all, what is going on? There's a cut there, handoff to get the ball back to Caitlin. Aaliyah is running a pin down here, like towards a pin down, while Caitlin's looking to dribble the ball, and she's like, what the hell's going on? Caitlin decides to run a handoff off a double pin down into a handoff for Kelsey Mitchell. And then Kelsey Mitchell just goes ISO, and everyone stands around watching her. Like, why is Caitlin Clark dribbling into a double pin down handoff? Why is Kelsey not curling the screen? Or if you want Kelsey to come off a pick and roll, which you can switch, why are you running a guard to guard handoff? It makes this double pin down useless. Because they're able to switch this. Like, that is the dumbest play ever. But then some of these things where it's like, you're looking at plays here. Aaliyah runs into Caitlin. So, Caitlin gets it to Aaliyah. Completely fakes Paige. Caitlin should be coming off a handoff here. And potentially, if Aaliyah was a step in, potentially shoot the logo three. Aaliyah dribbles into Caitlin. Aaliyah dribbles the ball. Instead of going for the handoff, runs into Caitlin. I mean, what the hell is going on here? It's into Caitlin. Caitlin's standing there confused. Aaliyah goes ISO, bricks the layup, and eventually they get the end line ball. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? And then you're like, here, okay, yeah, we're going to run a pick and roll. We're going to score a layup. Yeah, that's kind of what we need to do. But some of these things, this is the funniest play I've seen. Like, this is some Natasha Howard type shit. So Caitlin dribbles the ball down the floor. Maisha Hines-Allen is running. Aaliyah Boston tells her to stop. Hines-Allen is confused. Hines-Allen then steals a pass. She steals a pass going to Aaliyah Boston. So Aaliyah's telling Hines-Allen to do something. She has no idea what she's doing. She then steals the pass. Caitlin's just there like hitting her with the 6-7. Caitlin is just there hitting her with the 6-7. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And then Caitlin's there. Attempts to shake Arike. She can't shake Arike. There's now 4 people on one side of the floor for no apparent reason into a handoff where Kelsey Mitchell shoots the off the dribble contested 3. Like, what are we doing? The weak side, by the way, the weak side doesn't shoot the ball. Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham combined for 0 weak side threes. They combined for 0 threes on the weak side. Oh, did Sophie attempt 1? I think they combined for 0. 0 weak side threes. In an offense where Lexi Hull's entire offensive game is weak side threes. If Lexi Hull is not hitting threes on the weak side, Lexi Hull is actually not worth having on the floor. Like, not worth having on the floor at all. But yeah, it is. It's one of these things where like they're running into each other. They're running into each other. So many of these plays where you're like, what's going on? Even like with Caitlin Clark. Even on the defensive end, people are like, oh, Caitlin Clark had 6 threes hit on her. It's because of overhelp. If you haven't seen some of the possessions here, like what the Indiana Fever are doing, I can't find, I need to see if I can find some clips here of Fever's defense. So, you know the way they're in preseason, they've showed very clearly they're trying to work on scramble defense. Like, what it's doing now is they're just leaving somebody open. Is they're attempting to scramble, and they're just not guarding players. They're actually just not guarding players. It is hilarious. Because they have no idea what they're supposed to be doing in defense. It's not like, you know what, we're going to recover. We're going to go and we're going to refuse screens. They're trying to put in this entire new defensive scheme with basically an entire new defensive scheme, which is scrambling, and they're horrendous at it. They're horrendous at it because they don't really play help. They're not help. They help. They're swinging instead of helping. So there's no helping and recovering. So players are over helping. If you're the Indiana Fever, like, if you're Caitlin Clark, you've seen a few times. Caitlin Clark, one of the Odyssey Sims threes, which didn't go out that was bad. But some of them, she's over helping because what's supposed to happen is she's meant to over help and someone's meant to help the helper and their whole team are meant to be on a string. The problem is that all it takes is one person. All it takes is one person to miss that. To miss a rotation, and you've given up a wide open layup or wide open three. Like the what you call it? I'm not joking here. The Dallas Wings got about 10 open layups, and it's actually kind of scary how the Indiana Fever did so much dumb shit and still put up 104 points. Like, so much dumb shit. And I'm going to be real. The Dallas Wings are as bad, if not a worse defensive team than the Fever. They're terrible on defense. They're actually terrible in the defensive end. I don't think people understand how bad they are. But, like, you're looking at so many clips, and it was just when I saw a couple of these tweets from the Daydream This Twitter account, I'm like, I actually kind of just have to talk about this. Is that this looks like a team that's never played with each other before. There is no cohesion. Even Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston don't look like they know what they want to do. This is a two-man game, and I'm going to be real here. When they move away from the two-man game, it's like they're confused. It's like they want Leah Boston to get more playmaking, to be at least an equivalent. As far as their playmaking reps are concerned. But I'm like, no, you've got like an unbelievable, you've got a much better like playmaker in Caitlin Clark. And you've got an elite secondary playmaker, whereas Caitlin's a bad secondary playmaker. But yeah, it is an interesting one to see, but it's like this team does not look like they know how to play with each other. They have, as much as people want to say, oh yeah, we saw last year looking at these numbers and Caitlin still did this and that. They're doubling and tripling down on what Steph White wants them to do. That's what they are doing. They are running a Steph White system on both ends of the floor. They are trying to run a scramble defense because they're bad individual defenders, but they have some speed. So they're trying to run a scramble defense. The problem is they're not disciplined enough to replay that defense. You have got bad, like, if you go to the defenders for the Fever, at their best, you have got a 9 out of 10 defender in Leah, a 6 out of 10 defender in Mo Billings, a 6 out of 10 defender in Kelsey, a 6 out of 10 defender in Caitlin, a 6.5 out of 10 defender in Sophie, and that's your stars at their best. And realistically, most of the time, you're going to have Caitlin and Leah playing somewhere between 3 and 4 out of 10 on defense. So, Caitlin and Kelsey. Leah playing maybe an 8 out of 10. Mo Billings sometimes could be a 1 out of 10 defender at times. You look at the bench. Lexi, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 defender at her best. 6 out of 10 defender a lot of the times. An above average defender that's made look incredibly good because of because she's on a terrible defensive team. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm saying above average, but that's all she is, above average. But I'm being real here. The Indiana Fever, I tweeted this out as well. The Fever need to lean fully into outgunning teams because they'll never be a top 5. AB, Lexi, stop playing. You keep being out here saying anything. As long as they don't pull a Christie sides and ease back in the reins when they're up 20 and end up losing by 10. That was the Christie sides. They were top 5 last season. I don't think they were. Teams this is anchor and wing isn't going to be top 5. Holy F, horrible take. This was premature. This was premature. No, they're going to be a terrible defensive team. And the problem is that they're actually, like, you don't understand how well Kelsey Mitchell was in just putting up, scoring, shooting bullshit. Like, you realize as a team, you can win games by putting up bullshit. Kelsey Mitchell put up a lot of bullshit. The Indiana Fever's offense does not create open looks. There is a lot of problems with the Indiana Fever on offense. Their defense is horrendous. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of questions we have about this team. And it's a team that ran it back. And of all teams, the team that has looked the most confused in what they're supposed to be doing is the team running it back, because it looks like they have an entirely new system being put in at both ends of the floor. So yeah, that's the video. See you guys.